It's just amazing how there's people that will sit back and wait for opportunity to laugh and scoff at your failures or what they perceive as failures. Now, the demon crabs, primarily the black demon crabs, are rejoicing because they think that Kanye West turned his back on Donald Trump. But there's been an update. TMZ did an update where they said that Kanye West made it perfectly clear that he was not backing away from Donald Trump, nor the things that he said that he believed in. His only issue was his name being attached to Blexit. Now, I personally don't think Candace Owens meant any harm. And the chances of Kanye West seeing this video is quite slim, but if he happens to see it, one thing he should realize that I personally don't believe. Now, Candace have to vouch for herself. But from my sitting back observing, I don't think Candace Owens meant any harm. I think that she was excited about their movement. And I think that she's somewhat starstruck because at one point she's a YouTuber, and then all of a sudden she's amongst politicians, she's amongst stars, she's in the White House. So she's somewhat starstruck, I believe. And I think her intention, I think she meant well. And it just it was taken the wrong way by Kanye. And I can quite understand what Kanye West is thinking or maybe what he's feeling. Because with his status in life, with the wealth that he had accumulated, his creativity, it's easy to think that people are only with you to take advantage of what you have, or people are with you for opportunity sake. Now, this is what he said. My eyes are now wide open and now realize I've been used to spread messages I don't believe in. Now, a lot of the demon crabs interpreted that as he's backing away from or he's retracting what he said in the White House and how he feel about making America great again and Donald Trump. So they started rejoicing, saying, I told him, I told you, see, I told you so, I told you, I said that they were using him, and all of this nonsense. They were rejoicing because they felt they had the victory. Then he says, I am distancing myself from politics and completely focusing on being creative. Then he goes on to tell you why that he's distanced himself from politics and why he felt he was being used. I introduced Candace to the person who made the logo and they didn't want their name on it, so she used mine. I never wanted any association with a Blexit. I have nothing to do with it. Now, again, I don't think Candace meant any harm. Maybe people that's around Candace, like Turning Point, was taking advantage of a good opportunity, Kanye West. And Kanye West is hot. He likes being hot. He likes being the star of the show. So I think Candace Owens meant well. And I'm not going to criticize her like I hear other people criticizing her. And again, the people that's doing the criticizing are the naysayers. Those are the ones that were looking for failure. And I was watching Hot 97 Ebro. And when the first part of it was read, he was rejoicing. He was laughing. I told him. I even told him himself. I told him he was being used. I told him. But then when, I think her name was Laura Stiles or something, when she read or quoted what TMZ said, the update, the laughter went away. Because Kanye made it perfectly clear, I'm not distancing myself from Donald Trump, nor is he distancing himself from what he originally said, what he believed in. He's still believing, gun laws, and he's still believing this, he's believing that. But, and then they went into something else. But you're going to have people, one thing you have to understand, you're going to always, when you're in this type of arena, be it politician or political, or whether it be spiritual and even natural, you're always going to have opposition. But when you're in that type of arena, you have to make sure that you're strong enough to handle what comes your way. You have to make sure that you're in the state of mind where they can attack you, they can attack your family, you may lose friends, you may lose family, you may lose your job, your business might be affected where people stop supporting you. But we're living in an age, man, where you have to be able to stand on your principles regardless of who stands with you. Just because of the fact that they start, and see, that's how the devil works. He starts taking away from you, making you conform, making you stop resisting. So they start taking things away from you to fashion you, to mold you to be what they want you to be. So their families start walking away from you. The media will start, putting information out on you. You start getting death threats. That's all a part of you standing for who you really are. Standing your ground. And I'm not talking firearms or guns. Martin Luther King says, if a man is not willing to die for what he believes in, that man is not fit to live. And it doesn't always mean a physical death. It can mean a death where you lose friends, you lose family, you're dead to them. Or you might even get fired from your job. But in this day and age, to stand for something, you're gonna have to take some hits. And I think Kanye West, I think Candace Owens, anybody who stands on what they believe, anyone who goes against the grain, I think them are some strong people. You have to be strong to be able to stand with the type of opposition that we face today. Because see, the Bible talks about how the road is wide and how many people enter. See, people in this day and time, they follow the leader. There's not too many leaders nowadays. Everybody want to follow the trend. They don't create the trend for themselves. They just want to follow the trend. But that straight and narrow way, the Bible says very few people enter in. Very few people are willing to take the hits and the punishment of standing up, being an individual person. That's what I like about Kanye West. That's what I like about Donald Trump. And I'm going to even say that's what I like about Candace Owens. But Candace is young and she's caught in the limelight right now. She's excited. She's excited about their movement. And the fact that she's got Kanye West as a friend and she's able to get advice from Kanye, that's like me meeting someone and all of a sudden I give them a connect to a business. And next thing you know, they like, oh, Fearless gave me this, Fearless gave me this, Fearless gave me this. Oh, and next thing you know, the media takes it and runs with it. The media took it and ran with it. Now, I watched the interview when Candace Owens was talking about the hat and Blexit and how Kanye West gave her a name. And then she went to the designer and he helped her to design the hat, the idea that she's always had, And the media was like Candace Owens and Kanye West. They quickly associated his name with that. And Kanye being a designer himself, that's like now in competition with him. So he sat back, looked at that, and said, whoa, wait, hey. No, I don't want my name associated with that. Don't capitalize off of my name. Now, Trump has been doing it, but Trump's a politician now. And he's been doing it to promote conservativeness. He's doing it to bring other black people, which is not a bad idea. And I think Kanye is down with that. But he specifically mentioned Candace Owens. I introduced Candace Owens to the person who made the logo. And I'm assuming when he say they're talking about the person who made the logo, didn't want their name on it. So she used mine. I never wanted any association with Blexit. I have nothing to do with it. And then he says, I would like to thank my family, loved ones, and community for supporting my actual beliefs. The beliefs he had when he was in the White House. And my vision for a better world. I support those who risk their lives to serve and protect us. And I support holding people who misuse their power accountable. I believe in love and compassion for people seeking asylum and parents who are fighting to protect their children from violence and war. I support creating jobs and opportunities for people who need them the most. I support prison reform. I support common sense gun laws that will make our world safer. Now, that term common sense gun laws came from Obama. Because that's all he kept saying was common sense gun laws. Okay, we already have common sense gun laws. Legal gun owners are not the problem. The problem are the criminals. Go after those guns. Make their punishment a lot worse. Put pressure on them, not people that follow the law already. See, it's like being in a relationship with a person that you know loves you and supports you and that's ride and die with you, that's there with you when things are good, when things are bad, you know that person's there. And then you get to the point where you start taking them for granted. It's easy to point fingers at that person because you know that person is always going to be there. It's good to start taking away from this person, finding fault in this person because you know that person is always going to be there. But that's the same way it is with legal gun owners. They follow the law, so we're easy targets. Those people that love guns, we need to change the gun laws. We need to make stricter gun laws. We need common sense gun laws. And I created a meme on Facebook that talked about people that always say, President Donald Trump What President Donald Trump did was unconstitutional. But that same person that said that what Donald Trump did or said was unconstitutional, that same person has never read the Constitution themselves. If you were to ask them, like, what did the Constitution say? Which article of the Constitution did you get that from? They can't tell you because they never read it. They're only repeating what they heard the media say. The media's brainwashing and forming your mind or your way of thinking. But again, I don't think Candace Owens meant any harm. I don't think she meant any harm at all. I think she was just excited, overexcited about their movement. And I think that she's excited at the fact that she's got a friend, Kanye West, that she's able to get ideas or put her in touch with people that can help her to bring her dream forward. Now, if I was if I was Candace Owens and I was friends with Kanye West and he gave me a connect and I was able to design that hat, I wouldn't have even mentioned Kanye West. I would have had the hats made and I would have ran with it. Listen, this is what we have: the Blexit t-shirts, the Blexit hats. You can get it right here if you support it. I wouldn't have even mentioned Kanye West. I wouldn't have mentioned the guy that designed the logo. I wouldn't have mentioned any of that. And I think if Candace Owens had done that, Kanye wouldn't have came out and said what he said. He wouldn't have felt like I was being used. But because of the fact that she mentioned Kanye West, and now everybody now is like jumping on the bandwagon because Kanye West, and there's people out there that there's gonna be crabs out there, there's gonna be vultures out there that want to capitalize off of the opportunity. There's gonna always be those people there. They're always going to be there. I don't think you can live your life free of people that's out to try to use you, or opportunists. When they see an opportunity, they're going to take it. That's just the way this world is. That's just the way, we have, especially when you're in this type of arena, you have to prepare for that type of spirit to come around you, right? But yeah, I don't think Candace meant any harm. I really don't meant she meant any harm. And for you naysayers and you out there that's laughing and saying, oh, Kanye finally waking up. No, he's not separating himself from Donald Trump, nor what he said. His only issue is feeling used. And I can understand where he's coming from. He feels that he's being used. It's like you getting close to an actor or a celebrity that you said, oh, now I can give my CD, my rap CD, and maybe they can put me on. Well, after a while, that rapper or that entertainer is going to feel like, okay, you're only here to take advantage of an opportunity. You're only here to use me. That's how Kanye West felt. So it has nothing to do with Trump. It has nothing to do with Kanye West believes originally, when he originally came out and fought for making America great again. It's not about him not wearing the red hat. It's about the fact that he felt used when Candace Owens, or better yet, the media, attached his name to Blexit. And he made it perfectly clear that I have nothing to do with it. I never wanted any association with Blexit. I have nothing to do with it. That's all he's saying. That's what he's separating himself from. And it's hard. And when he say he's separating himself from politics, that's overstandable because you don't know who to trust. You don't know who's there because of you or who's there just to take advantage of an opportunity or to use you. So feedback, tell me what you think. Till next time, I'm fearless.